I was kind of lucky here where I live because we have quite a few vocal, outspoken people in our community, and I just really connected with them. I saw them active on Facebook, and they had their own projects. Like my good friend Brad Richard, he had a Facebook blog already, and I said, "Look, like I think you're starting this group," and he was interested. I reached out to a couple more people, and everyone was very positive, and so that's kind of how it got started. And I actually met him originally when I joined a council committee, which was run by the councillor. He was there, so that's how it all got started, and I learned more as time went on. And then connecting through community Facebook was community Facebook pages was a really good way of kind of getting a feel on who's active in the community and interested in these sort of things, because you see they post on there, they comment on the like news stories that people share. I'm like, oh yeah, I agree with them. So that's kind of how it started for me. And obviously as well, I went to one of your meetings, Norm, to get some ideas, and that was really helpful to hear how you ran your group. And that's when I was like, okay, so I can kind of borrow some ideas from you. And there's obviously, if you live near an existing group, that's definitely a great one. If you can go and attend one of their meetings, you can see what they do and then kind of use that as a template or inspiration. So that's how I kind of got started. I just want to say thanks for the presentation, John. Like, I found that really inspiring, because sometimes I am like, oh my goodness, how are we going to get the word out, or what can we do to get people interested? And now I'm like, oh wow, documentary screening, that's a great idea. You could even, I'm just thinking now you could even do that on a Zoom meeting. You could just show a video, right? And afterwards do a Q&A. And then there's no need to book a space or anything. You just have people show up. So that's really, I feel really inspired by that. So thank you. Another one I struggle with is like I want to see immediate results. Like, I want to create a community and it's all buzzing and thriving, but that's just not the way it works. You have to be patient. Like, that's one thing I really learned.
Yeah, we're in it for the long run.
And I think, it takes a long time sometimes to get going, and that's like super important. Like, it could even take like a year or even more for the whole place to build up. So yeah, that's all I kind of. Oh, and then maybe one more thing as well is like empowering members. Like some people in our group, like they have their passionate kind of interests, and I try and see what they're doing and incorporate that into our meetings. Like, a couple of them are really passionate about some wetlands that are being threatened by development right now. So I just threw it on the agenda. We're going to talk about it in our next meeting and see how our group could help and mobilize around that as well. So yeah, that's kind of my goal, is like, it's not my group. It's not James Hansen Strong Towns. It's the community. It's the groups. It's everyone has to have a role in it. How I kind of see the group working like best is educating people and spread. Yeah, like you said, spreading kind of the ideas, because then it doesn't matter. In a way, it matters less that you are personally taking action, or it doesn't really matter who is on council, who's mayor, because you end up with the whole community demanding these changes that they have to happen. So that's how I kind of see it working. Maybe it's a bit idealistic, but that's kind of my take on it. Is like, as a Strong Towns local conversation, if you educate people, you show, you like talk about like doing the book clubs or the showing videos and things like that. Eventually, you get kind of like a critical mass where people say, I want this in my town. So you don't have to take on that personal responsibility as much.